imagine waking up in the morning and slowly coming around. You try to move your arms and legs, but they don't respond. It's like being wrapped tightly in cling film from head to toe. You try to call for help, but your voice box says you are helpless. Welcome into MND.
I'm Julie and this is my husband Paul. Paul is 59 and was diagnosed with motor neurone disease in May 2017 with Bulbar onset. So the first thing that we noticed was his voice started going. He is such a larger than life personality. Losing his voice was probably the most horrible thing that could have happened. Finding this machine and being able to use this machine to be able to communicate has just been an absolute life changer.
It's opened up a brand new world for me. Not only can I now communicate the necessities of everyday life, but I can also keep in touch with the outside world. The only minor frustrations are that no matter how quick you get, you're always marginally behind it. But on the whole, it is a godsend.
All our friends who come round sit and chat with him for hours, and he can actually join in conversations. He hasn't lost his sense of humour. It has been a complete life changer for us. You're kind of thrown into this whole roller coaster of emotions and things that need doing, and you start looking years ahead about what might change. One of the biggest supports we've had that's been amazing is the NHS. We've had wheelchairs when we need them, we've had shower stools, anything we might need to make our life easier so that we can carry on. But again, the most important thing for us has been the eye gaze technology, having the ability to communicate, which without this, to be honest, life would be very difficult.
The best thing we did was to voice bank.
Paul spent weeks banking his voice, which was very easy. It was just a bit time consuming. An amazing product called Model Talker. It's probably 90% his voice, but he'd already got a little bit of slurring, so some of the words don't come out quite as clear as they would have done when he spoke previously. He does have a very South London accent, so that is what comes across. The phrases and the time it takes to record those phrases probably took 3 or 4 2 or 3 hour sessions each, and we split it into little bits because it's very tiring, especially with the diagnosis of Bulbar, where obviously your voice gets tired, your vocal cords get tired very quickly. So it's worth doing it quickly, but do a little bit each day so that your voice isn't tired when you're recording. So the key was, I think, to do it first thing in the morning when he was at his best. We emailed friends and family asking them for any particular phrases that they associate with Paul, anything that they'd like him still to be able to say. We got an awful lot of very funny things back, and our kids came up with some things that they really still wanted to hear Dad saying to them. He recorded those as specific phrases because you can put customisable phrases in as well that come out with your complete intonation rather than the intonation that comes out from the eye gaze technology. It's worked really well, and he still gets a laugh out of people on a regular basis with it. While he could still use his hands, we had an iPad with predictable on it. The iPad worked really, really well, and the eye gaze took over, and it just all seemed to happen very seamlessly.
It's not easy to start with, but very soon becomes a way of life. Eye gaze allows me to communicate not only wants and needs, but also gives me self-respect by allowing me to stay relevant. It's simply my window to the outside world. This machine has become my best friend, and I can embrace WhatsApp, Excel, Word and Mail.
If you're out with a group of people, then Paul's conversation can get a little bit lost because he could regularly be a sentence or two behind, or a conversation behind occasionally. So we do try and keep our social group smaller. You don't realise when you're communicating with someone how many times you ask multiple questions. He gets so frustrated with me if I say, "Are you okay?" or "Are you too warm?" How does he answer? So if he's trying to do a quick one answer, he'll come back with yes, no, or no, yes, or yes, yes, no, yes, and then I forget the order I've asked the questions in. So you learn a new way of communicating by trying to just ask very succinct, quick questions.
On balance of the technology works 85% of the time. The key is to keep going.
There are occasions where it doesn't work, so you do have to revert to manual systems. For example, lying in bed. Certainly in the bathroom you can't use it because obviously it can't get wet, it would damage it. And the other thing that we found is you can't use it amazingly on the deck of a boat in the middle of the sea in the sunshine because the glare, etc., just doesn't play very well with the screen. There are manual options. You can have a sheet for feelings. Will you stay with me? I love you. I'm not sure. I'm angry. I'm okay. I'm frustrated, etc. Or this one about the room. Can you put TV on, the light off, door open? About being in the position that you're in. This is one that we do use. So I want to sit in my wheelchair. Can I go back to bed? Can you tilt the chair forward? My slide mat on my chair's moved. We're just putting another list together at the moment of all the words that we now really think we need on a regular basis that would be very useful to have. And then all of this can be put together into a flip chart, which you can then carry around with you. So you can put all the words together like this, and then you can have a page for feelings and a page for movement, a page for rooms, etc. And the other one that we use is the alphabet chart. I've seen people using this and they are incredible how fast they use it. We know it's going to be very useful and we do know that we need to probably practice it a little bit, and the kids have all been playing with it. They find it hysterical spelling out rude words to each other. The key thing with what we're trying to do is that Paul doesn't lose his personality. He's always been one of the funny guys, always been one quick with all the comments, coming up with something funny at the end of every conversation. If somebody mentions a word, he's got a funny joke or a story to tell about it. And this technology has allowed him to still be in the room.